welcome back. We're gonna start a brand new page, and it's gonna be a wild page. I'm gonna guarantee you that. So this is our new tunnel. You can put that away till we are finished our elements. So I'm gonna grab my scoreboard, and I have a list. You can pause. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pause me. You can pause me and write everything down. Oh my god, I have two sides. Why do I have two sides? No, this one is the correct one, I guess. Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Oh, let me check. Yeah, this one is the other one. Alright, so okay, you can pause me, but it's a lot, but it's maybe easier to follow along. But if you are gonna write this down, cut 8.5 by 6.5, 8.5 by 7, score ½ inch, glue together. You can write everything down, you can pause me. Cut 9.5 by 7, score ½ inch, 3 sides, that's the pocket. Then yeah, it's a lot, guys, it is a lot. So maybe I'm just gonna show you this so you can pause me. You can write something down similar like I did. Just pause me, write everything down. Maybe it helps you, but I am gonna show you every single bit that we are going to do. So each time. So like I told you earlier, I have two different sizes that I'm going to use to give the papers just a little bit less thickness. So but the first one I am going to start, if you also are interested to do the same thing, 160 gram, 120 gram. Maybe you have other weight of papers in other countries, but maybe you want to mix that as well, but maybe it's not necessary, but I am going to do that. So my first one is 6.5. Oh, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? I have several here, so yeah, that I can read so much better those little numbers. So it's 6.5 by 8.5. Oh darn! Oh! Shoot me! Then I had to turn that down. First mistake. 8.5, the long way, by 6.5. This will fit. Alright. And now, I must confess, I made a tryout with this page last week, and now it's a week later, and that is not that good for me, because now I already need to think how everything works. So, alright. So forgive me. Alright, my next one, next page, we're gonna cut this 8.5 by 7. And we're gonna score ½ inch. And those two needs to stick together. So if you can see here, this is definitely the place that you need to score. That's how I see a little bit how, on which side I want to have that score piece. So fold it down, make sure it's nice, tape it if you want, or glue, whatever you like to use, of course. Here we go. Glue these two pieces together. And there you go. That's not that difficult. So you have a open little booklet. So that is part 1. Cut 8.5 by 6.5. And then the next piece 8.5 by 7. Score 1/2 inch and glue it together. That was not that difficult. Put this away. Next one, we're gonna cut a 9.5. 9.5 by 7. And we score 3 times 1/2 inch. This is for the pocket. So let's just put this on here and then you will see maybe which ones. This is 9.5 by 7. This is for the pocket. Which pocket? I need to check that out. Because this is not. I need to check it out. Oh my gosh, see, it's not good that I wait a week. Yes, of course. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be a pocket sideways. So if you put this down on here, then you see you have 3 sides 1/2 inch. So that is where we score. Oh my god, I was so thinking that we had an up pocket and then this does not fit. I think, oh my god, what I am doing wrong? But nope, it's not. It's just 3 sides. So 2 small sides and 1 long side. That is what we're going to score. Long side, short side, and again a short side. Alright, let's put some tape on and let's make a pocket. So I'm just gonna put my tape on here. Now that is always the case with me, guys. If I do a page that has a little bit difficulties or new things, then I definitely need to make that right away and not wait, not put that down for a longer time than a week, because then I don't know how everything works again. Alright. Just fold everything down. And burnish it down. There you go. Nice. Put this away for a moment. But for those who wants to know, we have our booklet, and then this is going to be on the back. And if I have measured everything correctly, then this will fit perfectly on the back, and it does. Yay! Put that away. Alright, so that is for the big pocket. That was the 9.5 by 7, and then you score 1/2 inch 3 sides. That's for the pocket. And don't forget the purple tape. When we're gonna put that down. Okay, next step. We need to cut 2 times 6. Oh, this one is, yeah. I need to explain this. So, can I do it with this one? Let's see. Yeah, I can. So, we're gonna cut 6.5 by a large 4, 5 and 8. Why do I have a awkward measurement? But if I mean a large 4, 5 and 8, then first I go see what is a normal 4, 5 and 8. And if I say a large 4, 5 and 8, then I mean that goes between the 5 and 8 and the 3/4. So yeah, I definitely know that on my ruler, a 4, 5, 8, if for those who had, that's an 11/16. But not everybody has this is super cool ruler. So that is why I explain how you also can measure that with your scoreboard. So if you have a 4, 5 and 8, then move it between the 4, 5 and 8 and the 3, 4. So that is why I call this a large 4, 5 and 8. So yeah, call me crazy. I am. So we are gonna cut that, yep. And then we score 1/2 inch. We score 1/2 inch. What do we score? And we do need 2 of those. What is this then? I need to check that out. Oh, those are the 2 flaps. Yes. Okay, then we score the long sides. We score the long sides. Yep, you can put a right away tape on. Go. Everything still is going well. Okay, that's 1, but we need another one, so I'm gonna grab another one. So 6.5 by a large 4, 5 of an 8. You also can call that a 4, 5 of an 8 plus mountain. No, don't make it too complicated. Just a large 4, 5 of an 8. And then just do this again. Score 1/2 inch. Put some tape on. And fold it over and burnish it down. Alright. That's that. Okay. So, my little note card. You're going to cut 2 times 6.5 by a large 4, 5 and 8 and you score 1/2 inch. Alright. Then we are going to cut, but this time I'm going to use the 120 grams because this one we're definitely going to put this away. Okay, we're going to put design paper on here so we can just use a little less thickness. So we're gonna cut a 7.5 by 4/1/8. A 4/1/8. Yes. And we score 1/2 inch small sides. 1/2 inch small sides. Yes. Let's put some tape on here. There we go. Okay, let's cut our next one. This is in 7.5. Yep, 7.5 by 4, 5 of an 8. For a normal 4, 5 of an 8. And this one we're gonna score 1/2 inch 3 sides. So 3 sides means for me now 3 sides for a pocket. So long way and the 2 small ones. Go. Cut the short. Cut triangles. There we go. Burnish it down so it's nice. All right. That's that. That's this one. So you're gonna cut 7.5 by 4/1/8 and you score 1/2 inch the small sides. Then you're gonna cut 7.5 by 4 5/8, and you score 1/2 inch 3 sides. So we have you're gonna have a pocket. Then this one I'm gonna use the 160 gram. So it's 8 1/4. Can I do that with this? Which, well, it is. This is almost 8 1/4, so I always can cut it down. So an 8 1/4 by 6 1/4. So 6 1/4. And this is going to be the tag that folds in. Let's write this down. So this is going to be a tag for the tag. Alright. We have quite a lot of elements, by the way, right now. These are my cutouts. Alright, so the tag we have, that is 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. So that's going to be for the tag. Alright, then, what do we need? A 9 3/4 by 6, no, we can't. A 9 3/4, again, these are for the little flaps. For the little flaps. What flaps? These ones? No idea. A 9 3/8. I'm gonna do that for the smaller one. So 120 grams. A 9 3/8. 9 3/8. The reason why I use 120 and 160 gram is just to keep it a little down with the thickness. By a 6 3/8. A 6 3/8. Okay. And we're gonna score 1 inch. Alright. On which side do we want to score 1 inch? Okay, no idea what this is gonna be. Oh, yep, see? And you just put this somewhere, and then I definitely know where it is. But those we do need 2, doesn't it? Okay, maybe not. Alright, 1 inch. Of course, the short side, 1 inch. Do we have, can we put, no idea just yet where this, I'm just gonna fold this down so we always can put tape on. But I think it's for this one. I think it's for this one. But we are gonna check that later. Alright. Cool. Alright, so yeah, because I do see that flaps up down, but who knows? Well, I'm wondering if we need another one for this one, but maybe we do. Okay, let's make a swing. Okay, a swing. We're gonna make a swing. Alright, let me first tell you this one was that I just cut down a 6 3/8 by 9 3/8, and we're gonna score 1 inch the short side. Alright. Do you all still know where everything goes? Nope. Alright, we're gonna make, this is also definitely a 160 gram. A 9 3/8. 9 3/8 by 7 by 7. Okay, and we're gonna score a 5 1/4, and I think we're gonna do that this direction. A 5 1/4. Definitely. The next page I definitely not gonna do this a week later. A 5 1/4. I think that's here. A 5 1/4. Yep. That's for this one. Put this away. So that is this piece right here, cut 9/3/8 by 7, and we're going to score a 5 1/4. Then we are going to cut a 4 by 3.5. I always first check my leftover pieces. A 4, this is definitely not a 4, so this one is still a leftover piece. A 4. 4 by 3.5. 4 by 3.5. And this one we score and we're gonna score, this is a 4 by 3.5. Yep, and then we're gonna score on the 4 inch, this, I call that. This is a 4 inch, but we are going to, yeah, how do you call that? If you're gonna cut a 4 by 3.5, then keep it down with the 3.5. And so we're gonna cut a 4 by 3.5 and we score 1.5. 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and a 2.5. What is this? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, let's fold everything. You can, if you want, you can right away do on your longest one. You can see that on this part where this 1/4 is. You can cut down the corners if you want. Okay. This belongs, by the way, with this piece that we just did. So that's still on one piece. Okay, so that's still with, yeah, the swing. I call it a swing. So it's for the closure tab. We're gonna cut a 4 by 3.5 and we score 1.5, 1 3/4 and 2.5. And then you will get these two pieces. Okay. And then for the last one, yeah, we can't do this later, but I am gonna do this right now. I'm also gonna use a 160 gram. So it's an 8 1/4, that is this, by 6 1/4, 6 1/4, and then we need to cut another piece, that is 5 by 7 1/4, and then we need to score a 3/4 and a 1. Okay. What am I all going to do with this? Alright, so that is for this one. No idea. So, yeah, this is going to call the tag. So it's the 6th one. You're going to cut 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then we're going to cut another piece, 5 by 7 1/4. And you score 3/4 and a 1. Okay, and now we come to the part when we're going to put it all together. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. I'm crazy. I know. I know. Okay, yeah, there was one thing that I already taught that we need 2, and that's this one. This we need two times. This piece we definitely need 2 times. So that is only that I need to cut down once more, and that is, where did I put my, that was a 4 by a 3.5, and we're going to score exactly the same things for the closure tab. We're going to score 1.5, 1.5, 1/3/4, and a 2.5. Don't think that we need the last score one, but that is okay. That is okay. We definitely need this piece. Definitely need the same piece right here. So yep. Okay, so that was what we definitely need. One more. Okay, now it's finally time to put it all together. Do you still have trust? Yeah. Okay guys, take a sip of whatever drink you have, and let's start this page. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is I guess pockets. No, we are going to start with the first thing that we cut out. We're just going to follow along. So we did start with this piece, the 8.5 by 6.5, the first thing that we cut down. And then the second piece is 8.5 by 7, and we're going to score 1/2 inch. That is this piece. We're going to start with this. So I'm just going to peel off a little corner, put that away, and we're going to attach these two. So the places where you can wiggle still, we're going to wiggle first till everything is nice and set, and then we're just going to pop this piece down, hold it down, and peel the rest off. Alright, that's our first step. Then we have our pocket, and our pocket is going to be on top this piece. So I'm going to start with the bottom, and we are just going to apply this. You also can place this in another angle if that is easier for you, and for me it's definitely easier. So place this down, hold it, peel the rest off, and don't forget your tape, so whatever you're going to put in this big pocket will not bump into this 1/2 inch hinge at the bottom. Okay, burnish this down so this don't get loose or in the way. Alright, then we're just gonna make this pocket ready to glue down completely. Here we go. Okay, so we have a big pocket and this opens. Alright, then we're gonna grab our 2 pieces. Those are 6.5 by the large 4, 5 and 8, score 1/2 inch. Those 2 pieces we're gonna need. And first check if they fit nicely. Always fit. If not, always check. That's the word that I want to use. I also like to add these little guys, small millimeter from this edge. So if I place this down, just stay away a little millimeter away from the top, just to not have everything on one thick piece. Now let's see if this still fits nicely. Yep, we also can add that. Stay away a millimeter from the edge as well on this side. Make them nice equal. That is very important to keep these two equal. Watch that very carefully so it's nice and equal. Alright. There we go. Burnish it down. That's that. That's a nice start. Then we're gonna grab, and this says it all already. We have these two pieces. That's one pocket that goes to the bottom, and one with two pieces. That's the one that is 7.5 by 4/1/8. Score small sides, 1/2 inch, and then that other piece, that's the pocket, 7.5 by 4/5/8, and score 1/2 inch 3 sides. That is the first thing that we now need, but we are going to do something on it. So I'm going to use, first we definitely need it first, some design paper, and I'm going to use this orange leaves. So we are going to make a frame on it. So let's just, you can cut strips by the way if you want, but yeah, you can do that. But this time I am going to cut this fully. So I'm just going to, wait just a minute, this is quite a lot ink. I don't know why, but I think I waited too long or something. Anyways, and of course the other one as well. So we can, no, I'm just gonna cut one by one, especially why, because I mess up a little bit with my marker. You always can keep your leftovers in your little bin if you have something. See, I knew it. I knew that this one needs a little further. And there is just a thing that my fiskars really is good doing that, for a little snip of the paper. I'm just going to use my fiskars for that, to cut this a little shorter. Yep, this is better. This is almost better. Just keep cutting till you are satisfied. This is one. Alright, so still see, don't know why it did what it did, but I think for now it is working. Okay, let's cut the next one. See, now my marker is cool. He is cool now. Definitely need to use my fiskars a little bit more. It cuts still so smoothly. So darn smoothly. Definitely need to make my marks a little bit smaller, because it's not cool, of course, that I need to cut 2 times. But yeah, this is okay. Now what I'm gonna do is my favorite part, but if you don't have then you need a ruler and a knife. But what I like to do is using my 2-in-1 from Real Memory Keepers. Love this because now I don't need a ruler or a knife particularly, because we're going to cut down a 1/2 inch out. And this is really fun part with this piece. So I'm just going to put my 1/2 inch here, put this along. And the best thing with this little thing here, it has a little keeper. I'm just gonna make a little, not for me, but just to show you that there is a little middle in this piece. So I'm just gonna put this at my 1/2 inch, and I am just gonna eyeball where the next 1/2 inch is. And I am gonna cut, same thing here. I'm gonna stop where about is a 1/2 inch. Then again I'm gonna put this for the next 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and now I definitely can see where the cut that I previous cut. And so I can go all the way around. Love this. The only thing that you just have to keep in mind, don't cut all the way. And then, ta-da! So easy going. Yeah, love it. So, 1/2 inch. Just keep in mind, stop till 1/2 inch bottom. About, does not need to be perfect. I'm just gonna eyeball the 1/2 inch a little from top to bottom. But look how quickly that is. Oh my gosh. Alright, just put this in your leftovers. How quickly can that be? So easy going. I love my 2-in-1 Real Memory Keepers cutting board. I just love it. Alright, now I am going to smudge my edges because everything looks so much better if you smudge the edges. If it's willing to let it smudged. Okay. Now I also like to do the middle. Okay, this week is, by the way, a pretty busy week for me. Well, it's 2 weeks away from my my first holiday, and I don't know about you, but do you also plan most things the last week before you go on holiday? Then you have done it. Well, normally through during the year I also have many appointments, of course, with my nails and my physio and my second physio kind of therapy, and and yeah, even the dogs need a haircut, or me myself need a haircut or something. All those things that you definitely want to do before you are going on a holiday. So let's open this up. It's been a few days that I used it, so let's open this up. And let's glue it down. So this week and next week I am pretty busy with all kind of appointments, which I actually don't like, because when I'm in the mood with this album, then I want to keep going, if you know what I mean. If you are in the mood, then it's non-stoppable process for me in my head. And by the way, especially in my head, and I think, oh, and this I want to add, and that I want to add, and this I need to figure out how it works, and those measurements. I need to adjust to work with this size of page and all that kind of stuff, and that is where I where I normally go to sleep with. I'm thinking too much all day long. I always do. But I love it. I don't want to sit still, but also don't be still in my head. But sometimes it is needed, and of course the holiday will keep me down. But normally I just like being busy. Who else has that? Thinking too much, doing too much. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm gonna see how far I am going, because my hubby is also almost ready with the working part. Today he has a special course. I have no idea. Yeah, it's something fire course. How to bless a fire doing his job or whatsoever. So this afternoon he had a course, and he does not like that. But yeah, big companies has courses that they needed to follow for the safety of other people and your own, of course. But he hates it. He definitely does not like it. So I think he is not in a good mood when he's done that, because yeah, it's quite a little bit same as going back to school. He always say that. Oh, I almost forgot. You need to cut down the black as well. But for this, I definitely like to use my ruler for that. Which one? I think we can just... No, I do have a metal one. I also have a small one. I'm going to use the large one. I think the large one is a little bit more easy to hold. Well, it's my knife. Yep. You can use your cutter, your real memory keepers for this, but I think this is a little bit more accurate to do this. So I see exact where I am going to cut a nice black edge. So for me, I don't trust any cutter instead of the ruler and the knife, but if you trust yourself to do that, then of course you can do it. But I trust the ruler and knife for this matter, and then you have a perfect cutout. Alright, let's do that with this one. Here we go. I must say, last few days were a lot colder than last week. Last week we definitely had a heat going on here with 35 or 36 degrees. But last weekend was quite, not cold, but nice. So finally I have a little bit more coldness here. Alright, always check if your page is straight, because you don't want to mess this up. You definitely want your pocket for the bottom and the two sides for the top. Okay, so let's peel off the bottom. And let's place it, it's all black. It's all black. Keep it a little bit easy going to see better. So just place something underneath. Move it till you are on the correct spot. Here we go. There's no need to put tape on here, because we are going to move down some design paper when it's done. So there's no need to put tape here. Alright, let's peel this one off and glue it down. So that's a nice see-through pocket. Alright, let's place these ones. Peel off first one side. If it's easier, then just turn it around. Place down one piece here. And then just move where the other one needs to go. And if you are satisfied, put it down. Burnish it and peel the other one off. And close it down. There you go. Alright, so far so cool, aren't we? So flip up and down, and this goes all the way, and this goes till here. Alright, so next step. Okay guys, I am with my next part, and I'm missing a part that I did not cut down. So that is, we have that 614 by 814, that's this one. Check, 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 always double check. That's 614 by 814. Yep, that's this one. That's for the tag that goes in here. And then we have cut 638 by 938, score 1 inch. That's this one. And that is what I told you earlier. It's called flaps, up and down. So why did I cut this one time? We do need 2 times. So I don't know why I did not write it down that we need 2 of those. But we do need 2 of those. So before I can make that, with this, I did this with the small, with the thinner one. So a 938 by a 638, and then we're gonna score the small side 1 inch. 1 inch. Alright, so we definitely needed 2 of those. Totally forgot to write it down. Okay, so the meaning is that this is going to be a nice big flap. Okay, and then this is your other flap, but we're going to attach that on the tag, so we're going to pull that out. Alright, let's see. This is not that thick, so I don't think that we need to have that much thickness just yet. Or do we? Wait just a second. I need to double check. Always better to check. Always better, because then I know for sure that I don't make mistakes to tell you. Alright, so what I'm first gonna do is we have the tag, and the tag is planning to go inside this pocket. So you can test it out. Start from the top, and then as you can see, this goes down, but then we need to go as well in the other pocket, and that is the closure. See, now this, you can't open this. Alright, so that fits nice. Now this top tag needs to go on top that, so this fills the complete page. So take your tag out, and this is a little larger, as you can see, but that has a reason, of course, because the tag needs to be a little smaller than the top one. So we're going to attach these two. Let's just add some tape on the tag. This is the flip page and this is the tag. So I'm just going to add some tape. On the top. Just flip it over and then I'm just going to apply this nicely in the middle. So I have a little edge here and also at the bottom. Okay, so I have all around a little tiny left. So just peel this off and put this together. Here we go. See, so it's a little smaller, and this you just can cut this down right along. Just a tiny little bit. Gonna do the same thing on here. You also can do this with your knife if you like that better, but that's how it looks. Alright, so check, check, check. Always double check as many times as needed. Going back inside. And of course you need to wiggle that a little till this moves all the way in. Flip this down and this fits marvelous. I don't need to cut it down. If this is too large, I don't think so, but if it does, then you just can cut this a little shorter. But for now, it fits nicely. So we are going to put design paper on here. So this, we don't need any how you call those little extra. I have no idea. Gusset. Is it gusset? Gossip? Oh, I don't know. But we have this piece and we are going to attach this here, on here. But as you can see, if I do that, this is definitely too wide, especially when we are going to attach design paper. So that is why I did not make a score line right now, because I just want to explain you now that you can see that this is needed. We need the thickness. So what we're going to do with this one, we are going to attach a score line from, and I don't want to make a 1/4, we're going to make a small 1/4. So it's the same story with the large 4/5 of an 8, or what was it? For the large 4/5 of an 8. You also can make a small 1/4. So if you place down your score line at the 1/4, you also can move it on the mountain. I always call it on the mountain. And then score. So then I have a small 1/4. Yeah, me with my small and large. I know, but now we have a nice gusset. See? Where everything fits in. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this up and we're gonna glue this one down on here. So place your glue or tape or whatever you want to use. You also can use glue or both, so you can wiggle a little bit. That is all up to you. Picker. So the one thing that I can say about this is stay away with your fold line definitely not overcross here, otherwise you don't have space to flip this around. So I'm just gonna move this around just like that. Is this the easy way to do this? I don't know what the easy way is. What is the easy way to do this? I don't know. What is the easy way? I think this is not that bad to do. Keep your fold line in front, and then I also like to add this nicely in the middle. Here we go. Burnish it down. And then this flips nicely to the other side. Yeah, with that gusset, because this we are gonna fill it down with design paper, and this is gonna fill down with design paper, and you still can add stuff in here. So what we have is a pull out tag with flip page. And I do see something on my camera. I don't know if that is... I need to check. Wait just a second. Yes, everything was fine. Oh my gosh, I almost got a heart attack. Okay, forgive me, but yeah, the camera is still nice working. Just a little moving because I was just attaching my hands. Okay, so that is what we have so far. Yes, cool, I like it. We can give this, let's put this inside. Yep, so far so cool, but we still have more elements. We do have more elements. But let me first go to the next piece. The next piece that we need is this piece with those two small ones. Alright, so what can we do? We're gonna make something swingable. So the meaning is that we are going to attach this here, and then this is going to flip like this. That is the meaning. That is this. Everything flips nice. Now the only thing that we need to remember is that when this opens up, that this is not going to be interfering this piece. You definitely want to have, when your page is here, that this flips open. So when you have your page, then this one, this is the swing cut, that 938 by 7 and then score 5 1/4. That is that piece. So if you have this, just place it down in, and then make just sure that if you put this in here, you still can open this. You don't want to, you can be better even a little bit out. So this is easily to open. All right, so how much is it? Yeah, how much is that? Is that a 1/8? Maybe 1/8 is maybe too far, but you get the picture. You get the picture. All right, so how we can do this, if you just move this till here, see, then we definitely need to. So let me first make a nice mark in the middle, maybe. Let's see how we can attach this. So I have my small 1/8 away. You can see that. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but I do see that. So maybe Is that a good idea to make a mark here? I don't know. I don't know if that's... And then if you flip this around, see, then you will have that little piece that you have left. And that is that you don't want, of course. Is that a meaning that we need to cut this down? Or do we just need to see where the flippable pieces need to be? Good Lord, is this so difficult? Oh, my chair is also screaming for a little oil.